Have you ever looked at your family and wondered, do they even love me, or just love what I give them? I used to ignore that thought. Until the day my younger sister Lisa burned every expensive dress I owned, just because I told her no. Hi, I'm Elise. I'm 27 years old, and for years, I was the glue holding my family together. When Dad died, everything fell on me: bills, rent, even Lisa's college tuition. She's 25, has never worked a real job, but walks around like the world owes her something. And my mom, she treats Lisa like a princess. Me, more like a personal ATM. But everything changed one Saturday morning. I was in the kitchen, sipping my coffee, mentally preparing for work, when Lisa strolled in wearing a silk robe and a fake smile. "Elise," she said, her voice as sweet as syrup, "I need $17,000. I blinked. "Wait, what?" "For a luxury picnic," she continued, like it was normal. "Me and my friends are thinking private yacht, personal chef, a violinist, the works." I actually laughed at first, thinking it was a joke. "Lisa, that's not a picnic, that's a wedding budget." "No." Her smile vanished. "You're always like this. Selfish. You act like you're the only one who works hard around here." I put my mug down and stayed calm. "I am the one who works, Lisa. I pay for your school, your car, the bills. And now you want $17,000 for snacks on a boat." "You have the money," she snapped. "You just don't want me to be happy. Admit it, you're jealous." Before I could answer, Mom walked in and, of course, went straight to Lisa's side. "Elise, why are you making such a big deal?" she said. "Your sister wants to enjoy life. You should be happy to help her." I looked at both of them, my heart pounding, my face hot. "It's always like this," I said quietly. "No matter how much I give, it's never enough for you too." "Well, not anymore. My answer is no." Lisa stormed out, slamming the door so hard it rattled the plates. I stood there in silence. I should have felt strong, but instead, I felt nervous. And with good reason. A few days passed. I stayed late at work one night, finishing up a report. When I finally got home, something felt off. Smoke. The sharp smell of burnt fabric hit me the second I stepped inside. I rushed to my room, and froze in horror. My closet was empty. Every single one of my designer dresses gone. The smell was stronger here. My heart dropped. I found ashes and melted fabric in a trash bin near the backyard. She burned them. My sister actually burned my clothes. I stood there, shaking. That was the last straw. What Lisa and Mom didn't know was that I had saved everything: receipts, bank transfers, tuition payments, asterisk proof. I documented it all. I didn't yell. I didn't argue. I moved out the next day. And I filed a small claims report. It wasn't just about the clothes, it was the years of unpaid debt I had covered. Over $60,000 in total. They were shocked when they got the notice. Lisa cried. Mom blamed me. But I stayed calm. I had done my part for too long. I started over, found peace, and surrounded myself with people who valued me, not just my wallet. And Lisa, she still posts on social media like everything's perfect, but her college account was frozen, her car insurance canceled, and the world she built on my back. It crumbled. So, if you've ever felt taken for granted, stand up. Document everything, and walk away without guilt. Let them fall. That night, I sat alone in my dark, empty room. Smoke still lingered faintly in the air, a cruel reminder of what I'd lost. My closet was bare. My shoes, my bags, my dresses, gone. All the things I had worked so hard to buy, all worth over $30,000, reduced to ash. I had seen it with my own eyes. Out in the backyard, a pile of smoldering fabric. Lisa stood nearby with her arms crossed, watching me with a smirk that chilled me to my bones. "You should have just given me the money," she said coldly. "Since you didn't, I figured you didn't need all that stuff anyway." I stood there, stunned, fists clenched. "Lisa, how could you do this?" My voice was low but shaking. "Do you even understand what you've done?" She rolled her eyes. "You're rich. You can always buy new ones. Maybe next time you'll think twice before saying no to me." Before I could speak again, Mom came outside. For one brief second, I hoped she'd finally defend me. But no, Instead, she sighed and said in an annoyed tone, "Elise, it's just clothes. Don't make a scene." That's when it hit me. They weren't just ungrateful, they were entitled, and they never planned to stop using me. I turned around and walked back inside quietly. That night, something inside me changed. No more second chances, no more free rides. I had let them walk all over me for too long. But they didn't know the truth. I was the reason this house even functioned. Asterisk. The next morning, I didn't cry. I didn't argue. I got to work. For hours, I went through all my files. Years of receipts, bank transfers, tuition invoices, mortgage statements, utility bills, car insurance, groceries, you name it. All under my name, all paid by me. By afternoon, I had organized everything into a thick folder. The proof was undeniable. That evening, I called for a family meeting in the living room. Lisa was scrolling through her phone when I entered. Mom sat beside her, arms crossed. Lisa looked up and groaned, "What now, Elise? Another lecture?" I stayed calm. "No," I said. "I just want to show you something." I placed the folder on the coffee table and opened it wide. Pages of evidence spilled out. Everything I've paid for, your tuition, the mortgage, this entire household, it's all here. Lisa leaned forward. Her smirk slowly faded as she flipped through the documents. Her fingers trembled. Her lips parted but no words came out. "You're lying," she shouted, but even she didn't sound convinced. "No, Lisa," I said firmly, locking eyes with her. "You burned over $30,000 worth of my things. After everything I've done for you, you still called me selfish." I turned to Mom. "And you just stood there and defended her." Mom's face was stone cold, but I saw the truth in her silence. "Shame." I stood up. "Starting today, I'm done. I won't pay a single dollar more for this house. You two are on your own." I walked out and left the folder on the table behind me. But I knew Lisa wouldn't take it quietly. And I was right. That week, she did something dangerous, something that could have ruined everything I'd worked for. For the first time in years, I could finally breathe. I had packed my bags and moved into a small but peaceful apartment across town. No more last-minute bills. No more guilt tripping. No more emotional blackmail. It felt like a fresh start. But Lisa wasn't done with me. Not even close. One afternoon, I was arranging books on my new shelf when my phone rang. The number was unfamiliar. I answered cautiously. "Miss Elise," the voice said firmly. "This is Detective Harris from the local police department. We need you to come in for questioning regarding a theft report." I blinked. "A theft report? I think you have the wrong person." "No," he replied. "Your sister, Lisa, filed the report. She claims you stole money from the family account." I stood still, the air suddenly thick. Lisa had actually tried to frame me. But I didn't panic. "All right, officer," I said calmly. "I'll come in, and I'll bring full documentation to prove everything." That evening, I arrived at the police station with a thick folder in hand. Bank records, signed tuition statements, rent receipts, grocery bills, even screenshots of my transactions. Every dollar I'd spent was accounted for. Detective Harris took the folder and went through it for nearly an hour. He didn't speak. He just flipped page after page, eyes narrowing. When he finally looked up, his face was serious. "Miss Elise," he said, "based on what you've shown us, not only did you not steal anything, it's clear you've been financially carrying your entire family for years." I nodded. "Exactly." He leaned back in his chair, frowning. "Your sister filed a false police report. That's a criminal offense. We'll be opening an investigation into her for making false charges and possible financial fraud." I left that station with my head high. Lisa had tried to bury me, but she had only buried herself. A few weeks later, Lisa got served, an official court summons. The police found even more during their investigation. She had tried to access my personal accounts using my name, even attempted to forge my signature. Court day came. Lisa stood before the judge, her face pale and shaky. My lawyer walked the court through all the evidence, every tuition receipt, every bill, and photos of the burned dresses. He didn't miss a single detail. The courtroom was silent as the judge looked down at Lisa. "Miss Lisa," he said sternly, "you falsely accused your sister of theft after she supported you financially for years. On top of that, you deliberately destroyed her property, worth over $30,000. Your actions were selfish, cruel, and criminal. Lisa's voice cracked as she tried to cry her way out of it, but no one was moved. Not this time. The judge continued, you are hereby ordered to pay your sister $50,000, covering the value of destroyed property, emotional damages, legal fees, and more. In addition, you'll complete 200 hours of community service and remain on probation for 2 years. Lisa broke down sobbing in court. Behind her, my mother sat frozen, eyes down, unable to even look at me. She didn't say a word. Not even to defend Lisa this time. I stood up tall. I didn't cry. I didn't gloat. I simply walked out with peace in my heart. But for them, the worst was just beginning. Without me paying the bills, the house started crumbling. Literally, the mortgage went unpaid. They received foreclosure warnings. The electricity was cut off multiple times. My mother, who once looked at me like I was just the worker, started begging distant cousins and old church friends for money just to buy food. And Lisa, the same girl who once strutted around campus like a queen, was kicked out of college for unpaid fees. One by one, Lisa's perfect little world started to fall apart. Her university canceled her enrollment because of unpaid tuition and fees. Her friends, those who once cheered her on when the money was flowing, disappeared without a word. All the luxury, the spotlight, the fake confidence, gone. She was just another girl with nothing left but bills and consequences. Then, one morning, my phone buzzed. A message from my mother. Elise, please come home. We made mistakes. Your sister is suffering. We need your help. I stared at the message. Just a year ago, those words would have broken me. But now, I felt nothing. I didn't reply. For years, I was the fixer. The one they leaned on. The one they drained. But now, I had finally put myself first. Meanwhile, Lisa was scrambling to pay the court-ordered $50,000. She sold her designer handbags, her jewelry, even her car. Still not enough. She had to take a part-time job, something she once swore she'd never do. From her spoiled college lifestyle to working retail shifts just to avoid jail time, her downfall was loud and messy. Their lives had flipped. Mine. It finally made sense. I had moved on. I was living alone in a cozy, clean apartment. No shouting, no tension, no guilt, just peace. And then, something beautiful happened. 1 year after cutting ties, I launched a small online business. At first, it was just a hobby, handmade jewelry and custom accessories I crafted in the evenings. But the orders started pouring in. I was finally earning more money than I ever had, even when I was supporting them. I upgraded my place to a 2-bedroom apartment in a nice neighborhood. I had real friends, quiet evenings, and weekends that were mine. My life became mine again. Then came another message. This time, it simply read, Elise, we lost the house. Lisa can't find a decent job. Please help us. We're sorry. I read it slowly, and deleted it even slower. There was no anger left in me. Just silence. I went back to packing orders, humming a soft tune, the kind that only comes when you're at peace. Later that night, I sat on my balcony with a cup of tea and watched the city lights sparkle. I thought about everything, my sacrifices, their betrayals, and the moment I finally said no. I lost a toxic family. But I gained something far more valuable: peace, independence, and happiness. And honestly, I wouldn't trade that for anything. If this story moved you or reminded you of your own strength, please don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to the channel for more powerful real-life stories. Your support helps us grow and reach more people. Thank you for watching.